have seen hard times when nothing ever in, but we never bow for the shoes. We gon' put it on we feet, me say, no, 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 we never do that. We never give up, no, 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 coulda never we that. So get on you, let me see you raise up your hand. Let me see you raise up your hand. No matter how times get hard, you know, man, we standing up solid as a rock.
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Voice of the Man, Bongo Prime, representing for Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Good morning. We are back with you for another day here on WeFM's Activating Mornings program. Yes, it's Wednesday. It is already Wednesday. Imagine that it's already Wednesday, but hey, I for one not complaining. All right, so hope that everybody is doing just fine. Big up all the persons in the minivans. Unufi, big up. Big up. Hey, all right. So those of you who are listening to WeFM at this time, good morning to you. Those of you in your private vehicles, big up to you as well too. All right. Yeah, it is Wednesday, folks. It is Wednesday. As that's what it always says. It is hump day. So yes, you have this day to get over, and then 2 more days, and then the weekend. People, we should not be living for the weekends. I'm just saying we should not be living for the weekend.
Because it's
our life should not be based on counting down to the weekend, because that's a waste of your life. All right, just say it.
And the weekend is just
going to blink.
All right, so good morning to Dianna and good morning to Nicole. How are both of you doing?
Good, good morning, Dianna. It's really good to have you back. Morning, Roleza.
Morning. Thank you. Morning, Roleza. Morning, Nicole. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing this morning? Hopefully we have some energy in us. And if you don't have any energy, you know we're here to give you some, right, Roleza? You take.
Yeah, man. Bob, big up you too. That's how we saying this morning. Big up. All right. So let's get into it. Good morning to Miss Joseph as well. Good morning. And to those who are on the live, good morning to all of you. All righty. So we're just going to head into a few things at this moment. So first up, we had a discussion a few weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, with regards to the departure of the former DPP, which is Sajila McDowell, who has now taken up a position in Dominica. And yes, from an eyewitness article yesterday, it was revealed that the new DPP, well, acting in this case, will be Dwayne Daniel. All right, so he has been appointed to act as DPP. So lawyer Dwayne Daniel has been appointed to act as DPP amid a spate of resignations from the office where the former post holder, Sajila McDowell, has been appointed to act as a high court judge. All right, so Eyewitness News. All right, let's not get that. Okay, so it has been rumored for weeks amongst members of the legal fraternity that Dwayne Daniel was a lawyer to whom the PM referred when he announced in Parliament on August 8th that an experienced lawyer from the private sector would be appointed to act as DPP. All right. So Daniel has about 2 decades of experience at the bar and has been involved in a number of high-profile civil and criminal matters. Right. Of note, he was a member of the government's legal team in the election petition brought by the opposition New Democratic Party after the 2015 general elections, which the High Court dismissed after a full trial for a lack of evidence. He also defended Karim Nelson, then an assistant DPP, when he was tried in November 2021, alongside Senator Ashel Morgan on charges related to the shooting of Diamond resident Cornelius John at his home in April 2021. All right, so he has been involved in several other cases, several other high-profile matters. Just to note, though, that he has 2 decades of experience. So that quote, and well, I'm not sure if it was a mystery really, but that question with regards to who was going to take over as the head of the DPP's office, given that the previous head left and several other attorneys also left, we now see that Dwayne Daniel is taking up this position. All right, so I suppose congrats to him. Just to note, though, I think that he is only going to be there from September to the end of December. And I suppose they will see how things go from there. But it is just for a short while, right? Yes, just for a short while. So
was it December or February? Or was it somebody's
Gonsalves said
tenure is at the end of February?
Okay.
Is it?
No, I think Sejilla's.
Oh, it's hers.
Is
Okay.
February.
Okay.
But in the eyewitness article, it says Gonsalves has said the appointment will be from the 1st of September to the end of December. Right. So yeah, that is that's who we have, or who is going to be the acting DPP to step in to fill the role or the void filled by the departure of the previous DPP, Sejilla McDowell. All right. So I don't know any discussions, and I just that's just by way of announcement.
Yes.
All right, just by way of announcement. All right, into another story. But I don't even know how I feel about this one. But we are living in serious times. That's who said that, Jackie? Is Jackie?
Yeah, these are
some serious times.
Yeah.
All I can see around us is violence and crime. All right, yes.
But to be honest, violence and crime was happening a long time ago.
Since back in biblical days when Cain killed Abel and all of that.
I mean, slavery was one of the most violent and criminal things ever done, so that was 400 years. So, yeah.
Yeah. But you would have hoped, I don't know, you would have hoped, I suppose the optimism in me, or the optimist in me would have hoped that as we have advanced, that we would be better as a civilization.
Not as long as mankind is greedy.
Yeah, I think that is. Anyways, all right. So in other news, Kamala Prasad Bissessa, Nicole's prime minister, said that.
I like how you put it.
Yes, I just threw it straight onto you, right?
There, yes.
So the U.S. military should kill them all violently. All right. So just going to play a very short clip with regards to something that happened yesterday. All right. So here we go.
We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time. And these came out of Venezuela.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio later confirmed the vessel was operated by what he called a designated narco-terrorist organization. The United States has reportedly deployed warships in the Southern Caribbean with the aim of following through on President Trump's pledge to crack down on drug cartels. The Venezuelan government has not yet responded to the announcement. Contacted for a response on this developing story, Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bissessa said she, along with most of the country, are happy that the U.S. naval deployment is having success in its mission. The Prime Minister added that the U.S. government has repeatedly stated that going after the drug cartels was their objective, and they have begun to deliver. She said illegal.
All right. So in case you missed it yesterday, there was an airstrike on a boat. It was in Caribbean waters, but it stated that it was coming from Venezuela, and that was struck by the U.S. And the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and well, I'm reading this from CNC3, says the PM said U.S. military should kill them all violently. All right. So Kamala Prasad Bissessa has expressed strong support for the U.S.'s strike on a Venezuelan-based drug vessel, saying she has no sympathy for traffickers and the U.S. military should kill them all violently, right? I, along with most of my country, Nicole, all right. I'm happy. I'm happy that the U.S. naval deployment is having success in their mission. The Prime Minister said in a WhatsApp message. That WhatsApp message part was just kind of weird, but anyways, right? So illegally trafficked drugs and arms have caused death and destruction in our society over the last 25 years. Our country has been ravaged by bloody violence and addiction because of the greed of the cartels. The slaughter of our people is fueled by evil cartel traffickers. The pain and suffering the cartels have inflicted on our nation is immense. All right. So I'm just going to leave it there. You can do a quick Google search to find the rest of this, the contents of this article. But I read this one from CNC3. All right. How are y'all feeling about this?
There is concern, and the truth is, listen, I know I should say if, but I'm going to say when. When and should anything escalate in terms of retaliatory measures, it's going to mean a lot to the Caribbean. It's going to mean a lot to us, and it's going to also throw the region into another zone of conflict. And totally involuntarily, if you please. And all of the other risks that are aligned to that, I don't know if we're giving it thought. The abject use of force in situations like this, where maybe, because how we measuring the success already. So maybe, you know, there's going to have to be some level of dialogue. I keep saying people have to speak, you know, and people have to speak up. And folks do have to weigh in and ask questions. We need to have all of the safety that we can in terms of reducing any kind of influences with drugs and violence. But I don't know that the way it's handled, like, oh, it is going to be handled, because my anticipation is it's going to be handled like this going forward, right? And I could only speak for where I sit. It is going to get uncomfortable or more uncomfortable.
Okay.
It's a lot of things about this is very interesting. The U.S. claims that they have this war on drugs, and that's at least part of the reason why all of this is going on. But opioids, according to a research that I did, not very extensive, but opioids are the deadliest drug type apparently, and they kill more than 3 times as many people as cocaine. So I figure maybe the U.S. need to take their drug fight, at least focus on something else, right? One of the other things to note about this situation is, so the U.S. has this thing going on with Venezuela, and what I find interesting is that Venezuela has the world's largest proven oil reserves, right? And the U.S. has been wanting influence for years over that. Other interesting things to note are that Venezuela also kicked out some U.S. companies, according to the internet as well, ExxonMobil and another one called ConocoPhillips, because they refused to accept terms that were favorable to the government. They also shifted their oil exports to countries that the U.S. is not aligned with and aren't really friends with. And supposedly the way where they are located is a threat to the U.S. based on certain trade partners and things like that. And it's also important to note that Venezuela is not the only country that is associated with this drug trade, and supposedly not even the biggest country associated with this drug trade. But here we are being told that this is a war on drugs. I just wanted to lay some supposed facts on the table.
Yeah, it's
for
interesting.
a little while.
That's the thing, because that's what was interesting to me, and I forgot to bring it up. I think when Nicole and I spoke about it last week, So reading from a news article that we read here last week, one former head of the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime claims that Venezuela is a major says it claims that Venezuela is a major drug trafficking hub are false, right? He says that Venezuela plays a marginal role in the global cocaine flows, with only about 5% of Colombian drugs passing through the country. And he too was saying that really and truly what this is, it's a political stance with regards to Venezuela's oil reserves, right? The thing of it is that I was before coming in, I was listening to ABC News, and I was looking to see what the response from Maduro has been. What they said in that news response was that Maduro said it's an AI video, right? That's what the ABC News said. But I went and I looked for it on Google, but I didn't see any actual formal response from them, from Maduro in particular. But it's interesting, and I suppose given if this did indeed happen, I would like to hear what CARICOM itself is going to say. Not Trinidad and Tobago, because we know where they stand, but what CARICOM itself is going to say.
Excuse me, you know where we stand? Hello, excuse me.
We know where your PM stands.
Very much. Not only that, this is why I keep saying regionally. I am stressing on the region because I think the region has to start putting pressure somewhere. What is going to be interesting is whether the Security Council is going to have a say. But no, the thing is, let me give you this, right? When I saw the video, I was like, is that AI?
Okay, we will take this up again after 7:45. Okay, we'd conclude this discussion, right? But we have to head on out. As the timer in SVG, it is 7:36, and we're heading directly into today's traffic talk.